Alright, so here's a video of me doing some behind the neck presses and Klokov presses, or snatch grip behind the neck presses. And the design of this exercise is actually to help improve shoulder health or maintain shoulder health. The big purpose is really just trying to force and strengthen external rotation during a pressing movement behind the neck. I've seen a lot of people do this where they only go 90 degrees, and I think a big part of that's just because of lack of flexibility, or maybe that's just where they want to strengthen. It all kind of depends. The one problem I have with this particular movement is that it really hurts like a bitch. Like, the flexibility in my right shoulder is so stiff that my wrist has to compensate, and so my wrist ends up hurting. So in order for me to maintain this position, I have to really squeeze the bar as tight as I can. I gotta pull it apart. And sort of the reason why I can barely do overhead squats is because I'm very weak in this position. I don't have the flexibility for it, and when I force myself into this behind the neck position, all my weaknesses begin to show up. My lack of shoulder positioning. But the one thing I do like about this that's kind of cool is that it's essentially sort of a rotator cuff exercise. Maybe not a direct stimulus to it, but it essentially helps you improve strength in a very kind of extended range position. I remember who was it, Sebastian Fitness Solutions was talking about how behind the neck presses are a waste of time. It all depends on the functional reason. I think for hypertrophy, they're probably not the best thing for you, I would agree. But they're definitely great if you're trying to get into electric lifting, or if you try to build your shoulder health. If you don't have the external, because in order for my hands to get behind my head while holding a heavy object in a safe position, you have to have full external rotation or a significant amount of it. So that way, you're able to be strong. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You think about, like, you know, Dmitry Klokov, freaking beast of an Olympic lifter. He's fucking strong, and a big part of it is not just his flexibility, but he's strong in all these ranges of motion. So one of the things that people forget when it comes to building strength is that if you want to be strong, you have to be strong in the ranges that you're not good in. That way, you can I'm kind of blabbering here, but that way you can essentially build your weaknesses, because essentially certain positions make you weak because you just don't train that range of motion.